Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here, and today I wanted to talk about the operation that just came out in Rainbow Six Siege. As recording this video, it came out yesterday, but Operation Chimera, or however you pronounce it, I've heard it pronounced a million different ways, but the new operation that added Lion and Finka and the awesome kind of Left 4 Dead 2 style game mode to Rainbow Six Siege. And overall, the patch has been awesome, but there's so many things that I think they could have done or changed or done differently that would have made this patch perfect. It was so close to being a perfect operation as far as I know, but there are a couple mistakes that they made. Unfortunately, not all of them are the developer's fault. You also got, the publisher and, Ubisoft kind of screwing things up some way. Always finding a way. But I wanted to talk about kind of some of the main things that the patch brought and the good things it did, but also what they could have done to actually make it perfect. So first of all, you had the two new operators. Both of them are actually attackers this time, which is pretty interesting. We'll definitely see an operation later this year have two defenders to balance things out most likely. But the two new operators, they have kind of global abilities that I know a lot of people aren't really liking because it's kind of starting to feel more like Overwatch rather than everyone just having a specific gadget. I mean, Finka has she installed nanobots in everyone's bloodstreams, before they go in a fight, so when she uses her global ability, all of the nanobots dissolve and they make everyone have no recoil and gain health and stuff like that. So it's a little bit like an Overwatch ability rather than having a gadget like a bear trap or something like that. But overall, I'd say they're pretty fun. For the most part, they're balanced. I think they're a little strong, but they're very fun and unique. As long as Rainbow Six Siege doesn't start to just do these global abilities that are very unrealistic, I think Rainbow Six Siege will be fine. I think it's okay to have, a couple global abilities like this. So I think it's overall fine. I like them. And then the big thing they added was the operation or the kind of like Left 4 Dead 2 style game mode, and they said they've been working on this for about an entire year, and as of right now they're saying, oh, it's only going to be, you can only play it for a month and then it's gone, which I highly doubt that. A lot of people are saying as well, I mean, if you spend a year of your company's time and money to develop something like this, it's going to come back. So whether it comes back, limited time, every operation, maybe with a new mission, kind of adding to the story, kind of like Call of Duty Zombies does, because that's one of the only, really great things Call of Duty still does, is, but the Zombies has episodic content kind of telling a story. So we might see, first month of each operation have a new kind of mission that you can play and play all the old ones and stuff like that. But overall, I wasn't really expecting much going into it. I was expecting kind of just a terrorist hunt but reskinned, but it's actually really high quality. If they made that into a full-on game, kind of like a spin-off Rainbow Six Siege type of thing, I would buy it. I mean, it's very high quality. It's really fun, which is awesome. And it's just unique. And as an example, we lost the first mission after going 30 minutes into it, so then we had to restart because I haven't played a whole lot, but I've played a decent amount, probably about 3 hours of it so far. And then on the second time we played it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do the same thing, but it started in a completely different area and the objective was completely different. And the first one, we had to go into this house and we had to destroy these kind of hive things, and then we had to escape. The other one, we then had to find these electricity things, and then we had to breach into a kind of cellar-like thing. So it was really unique. So I don't know how much variety there is, but one thing that would make it so much better is right now there's not a really reward for playing it. You have these Ubisoft Club charm challenges where it's if you beat the game 5 times on normal, you get this special exclusive charm, and if you beat it 1 time on pandemic or the hardest difficulty, you get another charm, which is nice. It's cool to have something, but overall there's not really a reason to play it. You get a little renown, but if you're just trying to get renown, you should just play the normal game or terrorist hunt because you get so much more quicker. So there's not really a full reward for playing it, which is a shame because they also added good old new alpha packs, and these ones, everyone gets 4 alpha packs at the beginning. There's 50 items, no duplicates, and they're seasonal, limited time event cosmetics that we always tend to see in these seasonal stuff things, except there's no way to earn them for free. You get your first 4, and I think if people now buy the game this month, they get 10 extra ones for free or something weird like that, but there's no way to earn them for free. So if you want them, you can get like the whole collection for $100 and something because there's no duplicates or just stuff like that. But it's ridiculous. You know, I might consider buying some money, or, you know, a lot more if it was like me paying for the skin I wanted, if there was a really cool skin like that. But right now it's just paying money for a chance to get something. And yes, you technically can guarantee that you'll get everything if you pay like $100, and that's ridiculous. And it's kind of silly because you can charge your insane amount. Like, they're wanting, like, for if you want like 8 packs, 8 of the, like, you know, 50 of them, it's like $20. It's ridiculous. But overall, I think they would still make so much money and they would solve 2 birds with 1 stone, or, you know, kill two birds with 1 stone, is if they made the reward of playing the operation, like the kind of new game mode, every time you win or something like that, it does the alpha pack rule like it does when you win a normal game. And normal, you know, the normal alpha packs that you can actually earn through gameplay, every game you played increases your chances, and every time you win, it like kind of does a roll. So say you have like 4% chance to get an alpha pack and you win. It like spins it, and if you get the 4% chance, you get an alpha pack, and it's cool. If you don't get it, it increases your chances, and if you lose a game, it just increases your chances as well. So you only get them if you win, but you're constantly increasing your chance. So when you do win, you know, if you've been on a losing streak or you haven't gotten an alpha pack, it'll be like a 40% chance or something to get the alpha pack, and you'll get it pretty, you know, soon. So I think if they made something like that in the new event, it'd be great, because you wouldn't be earning that much, but at least you had the chance to earn, you know, maybe throughout the entire event. I mean, if you no life it, you could get like maybe 15 or 20 more alpha packs. Just not that much, but still make it where you're being rewarded for playing it. And I know it sounds a little silly. They're adding all this new content, and it's like, well, we want a reward for playing it. And it sounds a little selfish. I'm so glad they added it. I mean, the game mode's insanely fun, and not having to pay for it's awesome. But eventually, myself and other people, I know a lot of people already are, kind of starting to get a little bored of it, mainly because you don't really have anything to work towards. If you're playing ranked, obviously the alpha packs or whatever, but you're also working towards a better rank. If you're playing this, you're more just playing it to have fun, and because it's more of a side mission, there's not a whole lot of fun to be had in it. I mean, there's a ton of fun and it's great, but eventually it will get a little tedious and repetitive. But overall, it's really fun. But I just think, especially the alpha pack system, because it's so scummy. They have all the, you know, every season there's 4 seasonal weapon skins that pretty much, when you get them, they can apply to every single weapon that has been out at that time. So the new operators, they probably won't be able to use those skins, but you know, all the ones before that, they will be able to. So normally there's 4 seasonal skins. First of all, they increase the price, both with real money and the renown, to get those seasonal skins a little bit. So it's just even harder to get. So it now takes like 35 hours or 40 hours instead of the 30 to 35 hours to get just a seasonal weapon skin. And then second of all, 2 out of the 4 of them are in the alpha packs. So they took 2 of the seasonal events that would normally be in there, and they're in RNG loot boxes that you can't even earn for free. So it's a little ridiculous. And on top of that, they made because they made the whole awesome side, you know, zombie game, there's not a new map. So normally every operation, you get the 2 operators and a new map. And normally it's pretty interesting. I mean, lately the maps have not been that great. You know, last one was Tower, which I don't really like that much. I know a lot of people don't like that much. And then, you know, sometime before that we got Theme Park, which is just ridiculous. Neither of which were in the Pro League, by the way. The pros don't play on those games, but we have to in ranked. And I don't know if it's just because they put a lot of work into the side mission, because they spent a lot of work. Like, the game's like a professional looking game, like the beginning of a professional game. It's great, but I think that's the reason why they didn't make another map, which is a little disappointing. But it is what it is, because we got the great thing. And they also did some things. They made it where now when you buy the game, as long as you don't buy the starter edition, which you should never ever buy the starter edition, don't get bamboozled like I did. If you buy any edition but the starter edition, you get all the basic, you know, the 20 operators for free. That way you can start trying to unlock the other ones before those, because you'll already have them all and you have a more variety to choose from. In the starter edition, you get like 2 more free ones, but just don't get the starter edition if you don't own the game and you want to get the game. I know the starter edition looks tempting, but if you look anywhere on Reddit or the internet, everyone will tell you don't get the starter edition, and just trust me, it's a It's a scam. It's what it is. So overall, the operation, obviously I've only had, around 5 to 6 hours playing it, but it's been pretty enjoyable so far. I just think there's a lot of things they could have done to make it perfect. First of all, add, an alpha pack, add alpha pack, chances to get the alpha packs in the new event. Secondly, the seasonal weapon skins, they took 2 out of the 4 of them and put them in the loot boxes, or the alpha packs, but they are loot boxes. Thirdly, they didn't add a new, fresh map, and I understand that's because of the zombie, game mode, but it still would have been nice to have a new map to kind of learn and play with real multiplayer. Also, one thing, just side note, is because both of the operators are attacking, whenever you play on the defense, it feels a little, kind of, I don't know, not boring, because the game's not boring, but when you're on offense, you're like, oh, we got these new operators, all hype and stuff. But then when you're on defense, you're like, oh, we've got the same old operators, which isn't a bad thing. I'm glad that they're interested in trying new things, because Lion and Fink have definitely synergized with each other a little bit. But overall, I'd say I would have liked to, I don't know. I'll have to play more to see how I ended up liking it, but I kind of like the balance of one new attacker and one new defender, but I'm not 100% on that yet. Also, one side note, I've talked about it before in a video just last week or 2 weeks ago, but the pick ban system that is now in Pro League but not in Ranked, I hope they add it soon, because it's ridiculous that we're playing a separate game that what they are in Pro Leagues. But I've talked about enough about that in my other video about 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so overall, like the new operation. I just think there are a lot of things they could have done to make it perfect. But if you guys play Rainbow Six Siege and you guys have played the event yet, or you haven't, you just heard stuff about it, what are your opinions on it? I'd love to hear you guys in the comments down below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. I make videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so subscribe to see those. And like always, guys, have a great rest of the day, and see you next time.